Good evening, and welcome to the Great Discussion. I'm Kelly Halasinski, and tonight we have breaking news. The effects of the New Deal might bring a glimmer of hope to the last few years of desperation. Amelia Glass is reporting in Nebraska.
Hi, I'm Amelia Glass. This farmer was hit hard by the Great Depression. How does the New Deal affect you?
The New Deal pays me government subsidies so I don't have to plow this large field. And all I have to do is sacrifice one of my goats. It's his last day.
Thanks to the Agricultural Adjustment Act, the federal government gave farmers subsidies. Its purpose was to reduce crop surplus and raise crop value. The money comes from an exclusive tax on companies.
Hi, thanks Amelia. Now we're back with some more information on programs passed under the New Deal. The Tennessee Valley Authority created many dams that provided electricity as well as jobs and flood control. The Social Security Act guaranteed retirement payments, made unemployment insurance, and helped provide for dependent mothers, children, handicapped, and unemployed. The Federal Emergency Relief Administration aimed to help the unemployed. It gave grants of federal money to states, local governments, and operated soup kitchens and relief for the homeless and unemployed. It was led by Harry Hopkins.
Here we are in the streets where some people believe that Roosevelt is taking over the legislature and he is not redistributing the wealth equally. Now let's ask some folks on the street what they think. Excuse me, ma'am. What are your views on the New Deal?
Roosevelt sucks! I hate this New Deal. He's turning this country into a dictatorship. Ugh!
Well, there you have it, folks. Back to you, Kelly.
Go.
How do you feel about the Fair Labor Act?
Since I'm under 16, I don't have to work, so I can go to school.
And what about you, ma'am? How does it make you feel?
I don't like it very much. I don't get to enjoy many of the benefits like other minorities.
And you, miss?
I like it. It sets up a minimum wage and a maximum hour work week.
More breaking news on the programs passed under the New Deal. Many reform and relief measures were passed during the first 100 days, which was the beginning of the year 1933. The summer of 1933 is known as the second 100 days. Under many other reforms and acts were passed, such as the Homeowners Refinancing Act. This created the Homeowners Loan Corporation to refinance home mortgages and prevent foreclosures, which was a big part of the Great Depression. They achieved this by selling bonds to lenders in exchange for the mortgage. The Farm Credit Act was to help farms. The stopgap measure was an emergency farm mortgage act that gave $200 million in emergency mortgage relief. Local banks and cooperative emergency mortgage relief. Local banks and cooperative credit associations would now extend farm credit. The Emergency Railroad Transportation Act was created to make the Office of the Federal Coordinator of Transportation, which was in charge of protecting the interstate commerce when using railroads. The National Industrial Recovery Act was an act that established the National Recovery Administration as well as the Public Works Administration. These programs had tolerance for anti-competitive businesses, regulated employment, production, prices, and working conditions. Thank you.
Hello. Here we are at the General Motors factory, where the employees are doing the newest form of protest, the sit-down strike. Excuse me, ma'am. Why are you sitting down?
I'm sitting down till our employer decides to give us good benefits.
And how long do you guys plan on sitting down?
As long as it takes, ma'am.
Well, there you have it. Back to you, Kelly. I'm here in Chicago today at the Republic of Steel Company, where workers have gathered here for a strike.
Time for change! Time for change! Is that the police?
The police have arrived! 10 people have been killed!
It's the Memorial Day massacre.
Wow, it looks crazy out there, Amelia. Back in other news. More programs passed under the New Deal included the Civilian Conservation Corps. This program created government jobs for young single men, such as firefighting, flood control, and the such. The Public Works Administration was created for government and states and local governments for building roads, bridges, and dams. It was led by Harold Ikes. This boosted employment rates. The Works Programs Administration created jobs by improving highways and other internal improvements, and providing programs in the arts for unemployed writers, artists, and musicians.
We are the NRA Blue Eagles. We want industrial codes to control production prices, labor relations, trade practices among business interests.
Too bad the Supreme Court ruled us unconstitutional.
Blue Eagles out!
Under the New Deal, many acts were passed that related to the economy. The Emergency Banking Relief Act gave the President power to regulate banking transactions, foreign exchange, and to reopen solvent banks. The Glass-Steagall Banking Reform Act provided the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation and created that, which insured deposits up to $5,000. The Unemployment Relief Act, to help unemployment, created the Federal Emergency Relief Administration. This gives loans to states that have relief programs. Their main goal was to create new jobs for the unemployed. The Fraser-Lemke Farm Bankruptcy Act restricted the ability of banks to seize farms. This helped farmers. The Fair Labor Standards for the unemployed. The Fraser-Lemke Farm Bankruptcy Act restricted the ability of banks to seize farms. This helped farmers. The Fair Labor Standards Act, which was also known as the Wages and Hours Bill, established a national minimum wage and guaranteed pay for overtime in certain jobs. This act also prohibited child labor, mostly. This was a very significant gain for labor unions and labor during the 1930s.
Hello, and welcome to the Great Discussion. Let's bring on our first guest, economist and advisor to Franklin Roosevelt, John Maynard Keynes.
Woo! Yeah!
Hello, John.
Hello.
So, I hear you have a new book out,
Yes, I wrote The Economic Consequences of Peace.
and I know we're just all dying to know. What is that all about?
Well, I believe that the harsh punishments and economic measures towards Germany will only impoverish them and bring hardships on other countries.
But now, how do you feel about the economy on the home front?
I think the government should step in to spend more to bring the economy to its full practical capacity.
Wow, so do you want a fiscal or a monetary policy?
I think both will bring back the economy. It's as simple as spending money will benefit the economy.
Thank you for coming. We'll be back after the break.
Yo, we the New Deal girls. Wit, 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 wit. Wit, 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 wit. Yo, the New Deal had 3 subsections: relief, recovery, reform. We ain't messing
around.
Relief!
Halted the economic deterioration. Federal Emergency Relief Act gave cash to those who needed it.
Recovery!
Started the flow of consumer demand. Money went directly to the farmers in the AAA. Supply went down and the price went up. Reform!
Permanent programs were created to avoid another depression and economic devastation.
Yo, your Social Security Administration was created so that your old folks live happily with the money you be making.
Easy money!
Wit, 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 wit. Remember your 3 R's. Relief, recovery,
Reform!
peace. Thank God.
Hello, and welcome back to the Great Discussion. Here we have Harry Hopkins. How are you today, Harry?
I'm just dandy.
So it's well known that you're one of New York's most important men right now.
Yeah, well, I do head the Federal Emergency Relief Administration and the Civil Works Administration.
Wow, what have you done with these groups?
I've granted over $3 billion to state wages and helped make thousands of jobs for Americans.
Well, I truly speak for everyone when I say thank you for all your contributions.
You're welcome, and thank you for having me on the show.
Have a lovely evening, everyone.
No, you're so cute!
Go!